Hello guys, this is Rahul Sahai and I am welcome you all to my course Monolith to Microservices, which is this modernization playbook and the modernization journey, I would say. In this particular course, you will see a complete guide towards modernizing your legacy application step by step. Rather jumping directly from monolith to multiple microservices, we will follow a structured modernization journey which reduces risk, protects your existing business functionalities, and allows capabilities to be extracted gradually. This course is designed across 15 different modules with 20 plus hours of detailed content. Towards the course, right, or throughout this course, you will discover, or we will cover the domain discovery here, and modular monolith architecture, the Strangler Fig Pattern, the gateway routing, clean architecture, CQRS extraction, service extraction, and that the outbox pattern, which is going to help you with the brokered event as well. Then ultimately we are going to have this RabbitMQ integrations and distributed tracings, observability, and many more other enterprise modernization practices which you will be doing in this particular course. So this course is a pretty detailed one, like how you should be actually modernizing any legacy content on any legacy project here. So in this particular modernization journey, at the top of the diagram which we can see, this is the complete modernization journey divided into 6 stages. And you see this is starting from the monolith. What is happening here, right? So we have started with traditional monolith application. In this architecture we had one API rather, and which is having this one application process and one shared database with multiple business capabilities, which is tightly coupled and packaged together. And the modules which I would say here is claims, policies, members, payments, documents, audit, notifications, and reporting. By the way, this is an healthcare case study, right? So this is my capstone project which I am giving it to you guys, like from that healthcare piece itself, that domain itself which we are tackling here is the real business case, which is this healthcare thing. And that journey I have taken, and I thought it to completely modernize that in a structured pattern, and that is what I am talking all about. This architecture is simple to begin, but as the system grows, it goes increasingly difficult, because with the change which is getting introduced here, because being the teams which is being distributed in nature, right? So how would be happening, right? Every change, say, test, deploy, and scale individual capabilities. So this is it starts hurting at the later stage, right? And we will see that how it is causing the problem. That means in a small change in one area in this particular monolith, right, entire application needs to be rebuilt and redeployed. So that is where we first comes to this particular piece, which is this modular monolith itself. So instead of immediately breaking the applications into microservices, we first transform the monolith into modular monoliths, which means that modules like claims, policies, members, payments, documents, audits, and reports gets structured into in its own modular structure itself. So each module has its own responsibilities and boundaries. So this is an important modernization step, because it helps us to identify the correct service boundaries before physically extracting the service from there. And that is where we then go into the next step, which is the stage 3, which is this Strangler gateway, wherein you will be applying this Strangler Fig pattern here. And here what happens is this React Claims portal no longer needs to know whether a capability is served by the legacy monolith or the modular monolith. They only need to know that which is this gateway, and they only need to resolve for that gateway. And the Strangler gateway becomes the stable entry point for your entire platform. So it examines basically the incoming request path and decides whether it needs to be routed towards that claims, documents, and likewise it's doing its job. So gateway is going to handle all cross-cutting concerns, which you will get to see into this particular journey, that how you are extracting there. Then from their stage, you will be extracting one of the services, which is going to be the document service. And before extracting that also, you will be doing this complete domain discovery, and you will have a detailed discovery, design, and decisioning based on the metrics which you will be putting across that architecture review board. Because every time whenever you are in a company, when you are doing this kinds of mega re-architecture, right, so in that particular case you have been put across many questions wherein they will ask you that the business capabilities. Is this business, what is the downtime of business, how you come to the particular conclusion, right? This module is fit to get started with. And to answer these questions, right, from business point of view, you need to have certain points handy from technical point of view, why you are you are coming to that particular point. And that is this main thing which you will be doing this into domain discovery, by answering all these questions, by creating all these diagrams and putting up there. So this is, you will be handling this particular piece here. And then we have this brokered events, right? So the brokered events is like, once the documents capability moves outside the modular monolith, we need a reliable way for both the systems to communicate. We don't want the document service to make tightly coupled synchronous calls back to modular monolith for every business action. So instead, we introduce this brokered integration, events using the outbox pattern, which you are seeing here, the RabbitMQ, right, which is sitting over here, right? So the integration event consumers, which you will be seeing that, which when you are creating these events, how the one is getting published, how this is getting subscribed with different relay system, and how that individual systems are reacting to those processes. And we are also going to have in-process event bus inside the modular monolith, so that it can re-trigger the events in its own shape once it receives from that document service. So this is that journey from that till now is till brokered events. And the last piece here is observability, wherein we are going to take care with the traces, log and metrics with the Aspire dashboard, which is the latest inclusion from Microsoft.NET. And they have published this for for OpenTelemetry itself. So this is going to be your final stage. And once application becomes distributed, troubleshooting is the main thing which needs to be sorted, right? Because this is the most difficult piece in any distributed environment. A user request may pass through the React frontend, the Strangler gateway, the document service, the database, the outbox publisher, the RabbitMQ, and then the modular monolith and internal event handlers. And without distributed tracing, these operations may appear in an isolated activities. And using OpenTelemetry and Aspire dashboard, we can observe the complete journey of a request across all participating services. That is where we are going to collect this distributed traces, structured logs, application metrics, service dependencies, request durations, and failure informations. And this is going to be your complete runtime flow, right, which I'm depicting here, right? So how this is getting started and how this is moving through, right? So this is where this is going through with the port number also mentioned over here. Then the modular monolith, right? If this is most of the capabilities sitting here, document microservice we have extracted out based on a Strangler Fig pattern. So in case if there is anything related to documents, so this is going to be part of here. Here there is a SQLite DB, which is an adapter driven, which you can write SQL Server as an assignment, which you can think of. And then the Postgres also, whichever thing it supports all. Then there is obviously it's persisting that into the outbox table as well apart from this, and then it is writing it to the event, right? And then this modular monolith being the consumer side of that one, it is going to consume that one, right? So let's say audit notifications and reporting is going to be consume this business facts, and then it is going to relay internally likewise into in process event bus. So this all piece which you are going to see that into this particular journey itself, and this is the overall outcome here. So what this proves basically, so front end stays stable, right? Capability moves one by one. This is what we are doing, this one. Then service boundary becomes explicit, right? And then event replaces runtime complete, right? And this is where the last bit here is this Aspire dashboard, which gives you into trace. So this is that journey which you will be doing step by step. So in that case, what happens here, your business remains intact, business get confidence as well. At the same time, you also get the confidence. So if I say that this is confidence building measures, so I won't be wrong, right? So if you like to stay intact and have the confidence, right, to exhibit the confidence in your company, right? So, and with the right strategy, with the right frame in mind, I would encourage you guys to stay in and get inside and let's get started with this particular module. Having said that, let's get started.